What's wrong with a little smack talk when we're rustling these longhorns?
They stab you. They don't smack you. Longhorns will either kick you through a wall or stab you.
Yeah, that's why you need to have 4 legs and be low to the ground.
Yeah, corgis are made to take kicks from cows, which is sad. But yeah, anyway, sheep too. We're live!
Oh, is that why Ichi likes to roll down the hills?
Ichi does like to roll down grassy hills. There's some hills in the neighborhood that are like they're not big, they're like this big, and she'll start at the top and roll in the grass and then roll down the hill and then go to the top and then do it again.
I mean, to be fair, you do the same thing on a snowboard.
I don't roll down the snowboard.
Depends on the run.
Yeah. Anyway, we're back! We're playing Circle of Wagons, designed by a slew of people. Oh no! It still says Shadows of Regret. Oh, it didn't tweet. I was like, oh no, it's the wrong thing! So, yeah. But, Circle of the Wagons is designed by Stephen Armini, Danny Devine, and Paul Kluka, and it's published by Button Shy Games, which does these cool wallet games. Mm-hmm. Circle of the Wagons has 18 cards in it for the main game, but it comes with the rules, and then it comes with like a little solo pack expansion thing. And this is, spoilers, Steve and I's favorite game from Button Shy Games thus far. Yep. So this game, I always have a copy in my backpack, and if I could buy more of these, I would. I should. I could. I think. I don't know. Occasionally they come in stock at stores and I buy them up. So there's that. But we're going to play.
Oh, they are not a magnet class. They just stay closed because of how they're folded.
Oh, hi, Mr. Nick over on Twitch. Somebody was over on Twitch, and then they weren't on Twitch. I didn't see you. I'm sorry. What were you saying to me?
Kabuki asked if it was a magnet clasp, and I said no, it's not a magnet clasp. They just stay closed because of the wallet design. Yeah, because the way the cards are in the wallet plastic is it just stays closed. So yeah, works pretty well for travel stuff. Works really well actually for travel stuff. All of Button Shy's wallet games are this kind of plastic wallet, and they finally, and they all fit in this. So there's a certain number of cards that they can be. It kind of stretches, but I think generally all their games are 18 cards-ish, which is like a single sheet, I think, and then there's often extra cards for like bonus stuff or solo variants or other things. But generally, I think they're all just the 18 cards. Yeah. So we're gonna play. Put that latch on the other side. I know. I've been busy with other things, like editing the crud ton of Essen footage. Okay. It's like once we hit the weekend in Essen, it's just like footage, flower blooming. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm on 17 minutes of edited footage, and I made it to 1 o'clock on the Saturday. And that was just with my footage. Steve wandered the halls for 6 hours by himself filming. You said wander the halls and film stuff. While I was playing board games and doing a board game montage. What, 6 hours? 5 hours. It was 6 hours. 6 hours. 6 hours. You showed up at like 8 o'clock at the hotel. And we're like, what's up? And I was like, yay! Let's go get food, I'm starving. Okay, anyway. We're gonna play Circle of the Wagons. Circle of the Wagons has 18 cards, they're double-sided. You want to shuffle them with the colored square side up on top. And then the other side is actually all like in-game objectives and scoring. So what you're going to do is you're going to shuffle as good as you can. And then you're going to deal 3 cards, objective side up, in the center of the table between everyone. And this is going to be one where we're going to zoom out a little because we want some space. Yeah. So, because Steve's going to need space to build his farm, and I'm going to need space to build. I'm going to build a farm in space? No. No. Okay. Then, for the other cards, what you're going to do is you're going to take them and you're just going to put them in a circle around the objectives. Make sure to mark which one is the first card. With whatever you want, but I use the game box usually. So, or the game envelope, I should say. You just kind of want to make it work.
So you get a circle. Hey, look, there's circles! And there's wagons on them.
Yeah, there's, we got the objective, circle the wagons!
And it's in the center! I couldn't have planned that better.
It's a wagon. That one's the wagon train.
Yep. And we got boomer bust. Okay, so what's gonna happen is on my turn. Well, so the start of the game is interesting. Whoever goes first doesn't get to decide that they go first. So basically, if we actually don't randomly pick, so whoever's going second picks where we're starting the game from.
I forgot that.
Yeah, and then whoever goes first, from that point, you're going clockwise around the circle, you're going to pick which card you want. So if it's your turn, you get one card. And you pick any card you want from starting at, including and starting at wherever is marked. So let's say Steve marked this. And then let's say, I want this card. It's really good. So I take this card and I get to build my little town out of it, except Steve gets all the cards from the start to where I took. So Steve would get these two to build his little town with, right? Mm-hmm. And so if I really want a card, I could go crazy and just be like, sweet, I take this one. And then Steve would get everything back to the starting point to add to his town.
I would recommend not doing that.
I would also recommend not doing that. I would also recommend pushing the envelope of where this is so that I have a spot to build on camera. So that's how we select and take stuff. So then when you get cards, you're going to build a little prairie area of your own. And it's just going to be here. When you take cards, you can place them however you like, but they can be upside down, but they can't be sideways. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And they can be put adjacent, or you can take the cards that you're adding and overlap, but you can't take cards that you're adding and tuck under. So there's no tucking under, but you can take cards, and if you're laying, you go on top. So if you get a bunch of cards at once, you want to plan how you put them down in order so that you're following that rule. Okay? At the end of the game, we're going to score these 3 objective cards, which there are 18 different objective cards, and we're going to play with 3 every game. And they'll do different stuff. In addition to those, these are sort of modifier ones. The main scoring mechanic of the game is you get 1 point per square in each field type's largest group. So there are 6 different landscape types, and that's the colored background. And there is like different background textured in the background. So if you're colorblind, you can still denote it by the texture. So there's that. And then you, the largest group of each color that you have, you get 1 point per square in that group. And that's your base score. And then you have the modifiers, which are going to be different every game. So the modifiers that we're playing with is wagon train. So you score points per set of adjacent wagons in a straight line, either vertical or horizontal. And so if we have 2 wagons in a row, we get 1 point. 3 wagons is 3 points, 4 wagons is 6, 5 is 10, and 6 is 15. If you have intersecting lines of wagons, we would score both lines. So all of your lines of wagons, you will score. Sweet. Then we have circle the wagons.
Couldn't have planned that better ourselves.
Yeah, we get 5 points per circle of 4 wagons surrounding in any territory. So a territory is just a square. So a wagon can apply to more than 1 circle. So we'll get 5 points for every like wagon that we have, wagon circle that we have around cards, which is pretty cool. But I mean, I guess you could wagon around wagons, so that works. You totally could, which would work really well with Wagon Train. This is going to be a gross game. Then we have Boom or Bust. So per mine in our town, which is the pickaxe, we get points. So that's it. Those are the scoring objectives that we're going for. Oh, hi, Mouse Do. Over on Twitch. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Hey, Willie.
Oh, hey, Willie made it to a thing.
Yeah, when we go late enough, Willie makes it.
Willie made it.
Willie did make it. Is this Beth Sobel art? Beth, Beth, you need to stop being everywhere. Stop being in the things I love, Beth. It's Beth. God damn it, Beth. I love you so much. Beth Stovall, if you didn't know, is a fantastic artist. She's an illustrator, and she does gorgeous paintings and art, and she's been doing a lot of stuff in board gaming, and she just is great. And she's a nice human being, unless you're a really good friend, and then she's just mean, but in the nice way. So Beth is awesome. Anyway, we're gonna play. Where are we gonna start, Kairos?
Am I the start player?
Well, I don't know. You get to pick. You decide, because I've won all of the games tonight.
So you put it where you want.
And then you start.
And then I start.
Okay.
Do what you will.
I put it there. Yep. Viviculture, the World's Fair, Herbaceous, Lanterns. She did that art. Yep. Sunset Over Water. She's done other things.
Oh, Coldwater Crown.
Coldwater Crown.
Gorgeous.
It's super pretty. It's on our shelf of we should probably stream this. And then maybe consider keeping it or not.
I placed one.
You did place one.
So you get that starting one.
I do get that starting one. Say it with that accent. I get that.
We don't have any
one.
G's here. It's just all N apostrophe.
You know, I grew up with an apostrophe, and it's okay.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it. I think it's great.
I think you were saying. I think you were implying that there were
That's
things
what
wrong.
I was saying.
I think you were.
It.
Yeah, you were implying.
I was saying.
You were implying.
I was implying and saying
things were wrong with it. All right. Okay.
I definitely start losing my G's when I visit family.
If certain members of my family call me or I talk to them on the phone, I lose vowels. Yeah. And consonants.
I lose them too.
I think I'm gonna take this one wagon on this mountain train. And I'm gonna put it like this.
Alright, then I'm gonna...
I don't have a good place to build. Can we...
I'm gonna...
Just for stream's sake, I'm just gonna squish the circle down so that we can see my area on camera a little better. Maybe I should build right here. I don't know how I'm gonna build. But there we go. You're just taking the one?
Just one.
Oh, that's a big ocean. I'm gonna take this one.
Alright, I'm gonna take this one. That is a whole bunch of things. Alright. Your turn. This game goes pretty fast.
Speak for yourself, Kairos. I'm gonna do things. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Did you go? I gave you that card. So it's your turn. What? Dun dun dun. Oval the wagons, oblong the wagons. Yep. Squish the wagons. It's the name of the game. Officially changed it. Guns are useless right now, so I'm just gonna cover them up. Oh, right, I can go upside down. I always forget that. I didn't make that up, right? You can totally go upside down. It's a thing. It's interesting because every time you play, you're going to be going for different things. So, like, we're always trying to make the biggest set of collections or, like, areas that we can. But we're also, in this game, particularly going, like, wagon crazy. So, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I still have to place the bounty of cards you gave me.
Mm-hmm. Which might have lost me the game, but I couldn't give you that many wagons.
I'm just gonna put this steed. I'll do that. Alright. And then I just need one wagon to finish circling some wagons. Boom. Alright, cars. I like this game so much, Kabuki Kid. Yep. That's what I was banking on.
Mm-hmm.
I could go over here to get 3 points.
Alright, no, you get a card.
Yeah, I get a card. I think I get more. I get way more points for doing this. So I'm gonna do that. And then I get a card. So I'm gonna grab the boom or bust one.
Yes.
Because pickaxes. Don't ignore pickaxes. And then I'll do...
Sweet, which I can't. I also cannot
that.
ignore pickaxes.
Boom. This game sort of killed Honshu for me.
Yeah, for me too.
Like, people were talking about Samurai Garden. Samurai Garden is good, but, like, Samurai Garden, like, you have to go fast, and it's speedy, and I'm not crazy into it. Like, I enjoy it, but I just rather play this. That's the problem with Samurai Garden.
Alright, that's it. Oh. I wonder if Tiffany won.
Okay, so, I find it's easier just to do this on calculator. Because of all of the,
Did Steve give Tiffany too many cards? We'll never know.
Okay, so for the, I don't know. I wish there was, like, is there a handy dandy reference?
I think it's
it's
called,
right there.
It's called a reference. It's a reference.
Okay. So, largest desert, I get 4 points. You get 1 point?
Yep.
Keep it in your head. Okay. Forest.
Hold on. Hold on.
Angela said I built a city while Steve built a little mining town or something.
It's adorable.
It is very
My little
cute.
mining town.
It's very
it also
cute.
only has one mine in it, but that's fine.
Yeah. Alright. And then do forest.
1.
Yeah, okay. Snow. That's 1 for me.
1.
And then mountains. I get 4.
2.
And then plains, I think I just get 1. And then water, which I get 3.
You get 4.
Okay. So I'm at 18 and Steve's at 13. And then we do these. So wagon train. I have no groups of wagons. I could have had 1, but I decided not to. So I don't get any points for wagon train.
I get 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. Okay. And then, so the way he counted that was that row.
That's 3 points.
Column, row.
Yeah.
Is how Steve did
It's
it.
1 point for a 2 and then 3 points for a 3. I
Yep.
did not get the 4.
Then next up is Circle the Wagons, which I succeeded in doing once, so I get 5 points.
I did not do. I almost did, but I messed up.
Yeah. And then we have Boom or Bust, so we count the number of pickaxe, which are mines, and then you get points based on that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6? 6. I have 6 mines.
Yep.
And 6 mines is 0 points?
Yep, but I get 5 because I only had 1.
Oh, you busted. Oh no! Steve got 24 points, and I got 23 because I wasn't paying attention to how many.
You gotta cover them up. See.
That I wasn't paying attention to the fact that 0 got me jack all. Darn it! All right.
Yep.
Let's play again. Look, they're like, oh god, it's an upset. Look, yeah, no,
Thank you, chat. Didn't think I was gonna pull that one out. But I tally my success.
That happens more often than not in this game.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beer. I had 1 mine and 5 beer, and apparently that worked out.
It's the secret to success in mining towns. Yeah. There you go. So that's Circle the Wagon, which used to be my favorite, but now I still really, really, really like it. Upsets like that happen quite frequently. We can actually look back at our game log of that. Let me log it really fast.
I thought you were going to say, let me just not log it real fast. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have the overconfident mayor next door that just keeps talking about how much better their town is. And when it comes down to the Harvest Festival, they come in second place.
The stream was so confident I was winning, not me. Alright. So let's look. Let's see. I have a win percentage of 42% at this game. Steve has a loss, and I have a loss percentage of 57%, which makes sense. I have an average win chance of 50%. So I win on average 50% when I play people. Steve has a win percentage of 80% because he's a dick. So yeah. Can we look at plays? Let's look at plays.
7 plays, huh? Oh, I guess because you didn't only play.
I don't always log stuff. Like I didn't log when we played in.
No, you hit. It's on the bottom. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, like none of our SM plays are logged in this. We played this in Europe.
So what you're saying is, if we only had all the stats of the games that you won.
Well, so according to this, I've won 3 and Steve has won 4. And 2 of the games I played were against Steve. So when Steve and I play, Steve has won 4 out of the 5 times we have logged plays of this. And we've played way more than we've logged. Yeah, so
it is a great game. And the scoring cards are really interesting and interact in interesting ways. Like this one had 2 wagon cards, where one was build lines of wagons and the other was build the circle, and it's really hard to do both.
Yeah. There's like the diversity of these is just really good.
Yeah.
Because even the ones that are like, oh, it's like this one, are still different.
Well, oh,
this one, Small Town Charm. Steve had this. Both players count every territory in their town. If you have fewer than your opponent, gain points equal to the distance.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, we played that one. I tried a strategy and it didn't work.
But I think this is a really great way to do a small game because it's 18 cards, but there's 18 scoring cards, and so it's 18 choose 3 is the number of possible scoring combinations, which is a lot. But I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. But
so Button Shy's Twitter, I know that
is
sell some. But what is Button Shy's Twitter?
18 choose 3 is 816 possible scoring combinations.
Yep.
So that is a great way to get a lot of mileage out of the game, I think.
Yeah. This is one of those games where I'm just like, I need to buy more copies. What are we looking at? Yourself?
Oh, I saw something move outside. Maybe it was just me or a cat.
Or a giant rat or a raccoon. If you're curious, there is solo scenarios designed by Mike Mullins. They're called The Lone Cowboy. We've never played any of these. But there's like a whole little rule book, and then there are little scenarios that you're trying to do. So like, you pick, so each scenario has goal cards that you're going for, and then you find those and use those, and then you draft, and then you have cards in the deck, and then you have to draft again using the second one.
Oh, I didn't tag Button Shy in the tweet.
You fail at Twitter. I forgot to too. That's fine. What's the Wagon Wheels expansion? Is there a Wagon Wheels expansion?
Maybe that's something new?
Did somebody not tell me about a Wagon Wheels expansion?
Don't know.
It's $12 on Button Shy's website, apparently. So there you go. Yeah, I don't think they go into distro because they might be in distribution. I've seen it at a couple stores, but they're hard to shelf. So
yeah, they might be by direct. I know, and they have like the plastic clamshell things for
which
retail.
I don't like, but they make sense to have.
Because otherwise that's how you package it. But
Yep.
our local store Guardian
There's a Wagon
has
Wheels
rack of
expansion on their site. Did we have it and we gave it to them?
No, we didn't get it because we got one of the original ones. I think it's something they came out with later.
Okay, well then I will be getting the Wagon Wheels expansion and another copy of this game.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Maybe we should put one in. We should put one in your backpack too. So when I pick you up from work and if we go out to eat, we'll always have.
Yeah,
a copy.
I was gonna say I think it's worth having a second copy at least for us to just like give to someone if that's necessary.
I was thinking we'd have 3 extra copies. One for each backpack, one for the quiver, and then one that's just at home.
And see, if this were, the standard 12x12 box game, we wouldn't both be able to always have one in our backpack at all times.
Yeah. I don't need the solo expansion because I don't play solo. I have Steve.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, don't imply things. It didn't mean it that way. That's Circle of Wagons. We really like it. If one of the designers is watching, good job. Just good job.
Yeah, this is great.
Way to put your brains together. Love this thing.
Brain soup.
Yeah, no, not that. Willie wants a Steve. Willie, you had the chance to have a Steve. I've had pictures of you with Steve. Never mind.
I think there was a picture of him chasing me when I was running away on Twitter.
Okay.
Did you see that series?
Maybe.
You saw it. I'm sure you did.
Was it a long time ago?
It was when I was in California.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You miss out.
Okay, well, I'll go
It's
look.
a good series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, this is a really good game. We really like it. It did sort of kill Honshu for us in a 2-player capacity because it's very different. Like Honshu, you have the trick-taking game and then you have the placement mechanic. But like with this, you have the placement mechanic and the way that you pick cards up, I feel is more interesting than the trick-taking of Honshu.
It's much tighter. It's much less fiddly. Mm-hmm. It's what do you want and what are you willing to give up for it. It's like very distilled.
Yeah. So there's that. And then also at the same point, like, now that I've played 2-player games that are really good implementations of trick-taking games, and then like this, which is a good sort of city building card placement game, Honshu feels to me like it does all of those things okay in combination together, but it doesn't do them like super well because it's trying to do 3 things at once. It's trying to do trick-taking, city building, and then like in-game factory stuff and scoring.
Well, and we have also played it a lot. And I feel that there are certain ways you want to optimize each of the different types of territories in Honshu. Mm-hmm. Like you want a largest city, you want to do your lakes in a certain way. But in Circle of the Wagons, you always want to build them differently because of the objectives. And that I do find really interesting. Where in Honshu, it's you want to place things, you're always going to try to build cities a certain way. But in this, you're going to be building your wagons differently. Or maybe they don't matter in this game. And because that changes a lot, I really like that.
Yeah,
I really like the building, the tiles in Honshu. But
I like building in Honshu, but I don't like necessarily how we get, how you get the buildings in 2-player is pretty boring. How you get the buildings in 2-player in Honshu is pretty boring to me.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like way more interesting.
For 2-player specifically, this is more interesting.
Which is where I'm at. Like if I want to play a 2-player trick-taking game, I'm not going to play Honshu. Yeah. If I want to play a 2-player city building game, I'm not going to play Honshu. Right? I'm going to play Circle of the Wagons and like Claim or Fox in the Forest. So, yeah. There we go. that is our rant on Circle the Wagons. And apparently Honshu, we're bringing that in there. Yes, we did play Samurai Gardener, which is from Osprey, and it is a city building game with you simultaneously select cards, and then you slap cards that you want. So like you reveal and then you slap the one that you want, and then you place it in your city, and then you flip things to activate to score points. And it was interesting, but it just seemed kind of like, you can play a version where you don't do the slappy thing and it becomes more strategic, but then at that point, why aren't we just playing Honshu? Or if we're playing 2 players, why aren't we playing Circle of Wagons?
Well, and I think with it might be interesting to some people, but the mixing of the type of thinking, which is the kind of the Ghost Blitz, very fast, grabby thinking of grabbing a card, combined with this sort of planning ahead to build your city, was a really weird mix. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, Dungeon Rush? Like, Dungeon Rush or Ghost Blitz are both, like, figure something out and grab it.
Yeah.
And those are more about, like, seeing a pair or a pattern or whatnot. Whereas in Samurai Garden, it was, like, slap the card as fast as you can. That's the most optimal to add to your city. And I guess it's, like, it's maybe fun to, like, slow your think. You know, you're a little slower because you're trying to plan, but it felt like I couldn't build a good city because I had to do a race.
Yeah, you had to slap stuff.
And that I want to optimize my city, so it just didn't work for me. Some people might like that whole type of thinking, but
yeah. Yep.
Alrighty.
So that's our thoughts on city building games, I guess. Sorry. I agree with what you're saying about Samurai Gardener.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to bed?
Well, sorry, Kabuki just mentioned playing Shadespire earlier tonight, and that reminded me that the new Necromunda exists, and I'm being very strong.
He's being so strong.
I'm being very strong.
You can't go up on stuff anymore.
It's also very expensive. I can't, what?
So, there was a guy that was like, so in the original Necromunda, the terrain was 3D, and you could go on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't in the new one.
No, you have to buy the $30 book that gives you the rules for going up on terrain.
But does it give you the things that you can physically put your mini on?
No, yeah,
because the base game doesn't have that.
The old box, the original Necromunda, which I played a friend's, had the terrain because he got it used with something in a trade like 15 years ago. But it had the 3D terrain, it had the miniatures, and it had the campaign rules. And so the new Necromunda is flat, doesn't have the rules for the 3D terrain, obviously doesn't have the 3D terrain. So you need to just dial the money way up to get what you were getting in the Necromunda, or build all your own terrain, which is probably fun. But you're not getting that 3D gang warfare in the Underhive for the cost of what's in the box.
I don't want any of the things that you just said, like any of them. They have zero interest. And then you were like gang warfare, and I was just like it just
It's
died.
like Blood Bowl, but never mind.
Kabuki Kid, we do not have D-Day dice, and we are not getting the new version.
I think we know someone that has D-Day dice, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, Angela said that these two amaze me because our brains are just full of board game knowledge.
We have rotted our brains with board game knowledge.
We have rotted our brains. I have become the person who is full of board game knowledge, and not necessarily in a good way. So yeah.
You could tell anybody the problems of a game they're excited about.
I could tell anybody about the political issues behind a game that they're interested in. Certain games.
Yeah. You could just be the
in my wheelhouse. I can be the killjoy of any game you want. Yeah.
That's definitely the knowing too much.
Yeah. What is D-Day dice? Do you know what D-Day dice is?
There was...
See, this is...
It was a Kickstarter for a dice game that was like Normandy, Storm the Beach themed. I think it was 2-player. I filmed it. I think I filmed it a little bit in the Essen vlog, the new version. There was something that went wrong with the Kickstarter, so only a certain batch of people got it, and it took basically a couple years for the new version to come out, which they just had at Essen, I think demoing / giving to people, or like giving to pre-orders. So it was kind of a long... it was a long road for people to get it.
Okay.
But I think some people like really did get the original.
The Kickstarter one.
Yeah, some original one, but it like something stalled or went wrong, so that's why it has been like off radar for a while, and I don't remember the details. But it was sort of a like when I saw it at Essen, I didn't remember what happened, but I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. I don't like games that have to do with D-Day, the historical one,
or dice.
Well, I'm less. Also, dice are not super my thing either. So, yeah, I have a lot of themes that I just don't like to touch, and historical war games that are based on actual wars that just turn those wars into games, I don't like.
Yeah, I prefer them the closer they get to like simulation or reality, and less away from the like gung-ho rah-rah cartoonized. Like I prefer them when they're more.
You prefer the simulation of historical battles to almost like a reenactment level.
Yeah,
I don't enjoy.
No, but I enjoy them for more that reason, or the kind of like, you know, the what if, or the. Yeah,
which is fair. We've had long, lengthy discussions about this. So yeah, didn't like Dice Forge because of religion. You know what? I could see that, because I think, aren't you, like, praying? Isn't one of the things that you can get, like, prayer or something in Dice Forge? I don't remember. I don't
know. I think any theme, there's probably someone that...
Yeah. Religion is, like, less... I don't know. If you're openly mocking a religion, depending on the religion, I'm okay with it. But, like, Nuns on the Run is hilarious, and it's great, because it's not mocking the religion. It's mocking... nuns in an abbey trying to chase down young nuns, which is like Sound of Music.
That's the plot of the Sound of Music.
Plot of Sound of Music.
Well, it's kind of the laugh at versus laugh with. Like if it's closer to the laugh with side, it's more fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I have a review of The Grizzled, which is like 11 minutes long, and it's me at a war memorial museum talking about the game. As a statement of art, and I don't know if I will ever release that review beyond my patrons.
I really like that review.
I need to put B-roll in it, but every time I watch it, I just get weird feelings about it, so, yeah. Anyway, thank you for tuning in and watching and hanging out with us tonight for all 4 games that we played. 'Twas a night.
It is also before Christmas.
Yes.
It's not directly before Christmas.
No, it is not. But we hope that you enjoyed these games on this eve. We had fun playing them. We played everything we played. One of us has played before. Me. And and we knew we enjoyed them. So it was kind of just nice that you got to join us for games that I knew that we would enjoy, or that we already knew we enjoyed. So yeah, because we do enjoy all of these games for different reasons, and different levels. I think the level of enthusiasm for certain games is pretty obvious, so there's that too. Take that with a grain of salt. But I hope you have a fantastic evening and weekend, everyone. And next week on Tuesday, we'll be streaming something heavier, and I believe John will be joining us. Yahoo! I think him showing up depends on how heavy I say we're going to play. But we have Montana on the option board. We have Import and Export on the option board, which Steve really wants to play and I really want to play. We also have the potential of a game called The Sanctuary, which was a Kickstarter, but we ended up getting a copy at Essen. There's also Transatlantic that we might do, or Noria. So those are kind of the potential options for Tuesday on what we might do. So there's that. And then we'll be playing Charterstone on Wednesday, but not live on the internet. Sorry. It's so good. We're having fun. I don't know how I feel about it as like a game. I just know that I'm having a lot of fun playing it with my friends, and it's really quick.
Word of warning, one thing we did forget to do between game 1 and game 2 is there is a tiny piece of text that we missed, so we played the second game without adding rules.
After you do the scoring for game 1 and they're like, cool, break down the game, there's another card that you're supposed to pull out and read, and that will tell you how you're supposed to set up game 2. And we didn't see that because we were like, oh, we pack up the game and we score it and we put everything in boxes and we're done. So it wasn't until we were like over halfway done with game 2 and I was like, I feel like we missed a card because like
no, it was at the
we
very
don't know
very end.
how this is gonna. Oh no,
it was the last round because I got one more turn. I remember.
Yeah, because we were like, I don't know what the point of this game was or what are we gonna do at the end of this game. Like, how do we put stuff away or whatever? And
yeah, because the rule was like at the end of game 1, but before game 2, and then there was nothing else, and we felt like we missed something.
But either way, with that, it was still fun and enjoyable. We had a lot of fun playing it. I think that currently with how it's going, I feel like game 1 and 2 are just tutorial games and they're meant to be played really quick because of how they're set up. And so I'm really interested in playing game 3 because I think it's going to take a lot slower to make it through. Like, we blitzed through game 2 because of how things happened. And so game 3 is not going to go that way, which I am interested to try and play. And John said that he dreamed about it last night. And Tony said that he was distracted at work today because he kept thinking about it. So...
And I just didn't think about it at all from the moment I woke up. It's not even anything.
I thought about it, but I thought about it in the context of I had a lot of fun hanging out and playing with games with my friends. So, which was sort of the point of the game. So that's our thoughts on Charterstone.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your friends to come back over to your house and play games with you.
Consistently on a schedule. Cool. We'll see you next week on Tuesday. Have a good weekend/night.
Yeah,
so
we'll see you then.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, Internet.
Thanks for watching.